promise you wonder where I've been.
Hey guys, we meet again. So this is another vlog, and it's actually the 31st of December 2023. Technically it's New Year's Eve. Personally speaking, I'm glad this is actually over, because where Kimeni Ramba, like literally, and I would say the only thing, or things rather, that I'm grateful for is just obviously the gift of life, my health, the immediate family, close friends, and obviously y'all, my subscribers. I know some things eventually I was supposed to, be actually doing did not succeed, and also job hunting. Where that's another story time for another video. A couple of disappointments, but all in all, alhamdulillah, imenyondokea. So obviously this New Year's Eve I'm going to be indoors. Nothing much is happening. Just a nice bowl of ice cream with some biscuits. That's it. There's also like some Red Bull on the fridge. Just kutulia, nothing much. Bora, I'm with the matriarch and the eldest sibling. I am good to go, and that's all that matters. Other than that, that's all. Nothing much has happened. I know I've been inconsistent this year. As I said, a lot had happened within that span of the last vlog. Yeah, the birthday vlog till right now, but all is in the past right now. So yeah, I'm glad mambo yote sasa imefunguka, and generally speaking, I actually have no expectations for 2024. Let me be honest. One thing about resolutions, you can make resolutions any time of the year. It's not necessarily that the fact that unavuka mwaka or you're crossing into a new year that you have to have resolutions. You can have resolutions during Ramadan. You can have resolutions any point. But all in all, just be grateful, and other things will come into place. So all that aside, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. So as you can see here, this is a air freshener called Febreze, which is actually sold at limited outlets like the likes of Chandarana, Carrefour. I've used it a couple of years back, but I remember like it was very mild, especially this Cotton Fresh, and I begged the matriarch if we could have this around the house, and she's like, okay, that's fine. And then now this is what, generally speaking, like if you've not realized by now, I'm a Dr. Teal stan. This is the vitamin C glow and radiance body wash. There was one that had for like menstrual pain and cramps, but it wasn't like necessary for me. I genuinely wanted this one, and I'm very happy that it was purchased, and I actually can't wait to use it, because I believed the hype, and the fact that I've used other body washes and this was part of the bucket list. I'm super excited for this.
A few moments later. Later that night.
Smile.
He hasn't saved your number because his wife has said not to save ladies. Which wife?
Bombastic side eye.
So it's been a couple of weeks, starting with the follow-up doctor's appointment, and then I volunteered at the youth networking day. I was stationed to a specific area of the event, so hopefully I've attached some footage of the event, because obviously I couldn't like record the whole time because we also had work that was to be done. But all in all, the event was okay, though a couple of hiccups here and there, but number two, it got resolved. So the event aside, as I stated, I went for my follow-up appointment, and let me tell you something, like, there's always something that you learn every single day. Lazima utakuja kujua kitu. I actually found out the medication that I was prescribed first to manage my symptoms of PCOS triggered my blood pressure, and I was very scared. Thank God I interacted with a nurse, and she's called Amina. She's one of, like, I think one of the very few nurses that, like, she's pleasant to talk to. Like, she doesn't like criticize you immediately. She just wants to know like what really happened. I told her the truth, and then even before me uttering it to her, she just went through my bill. She's like, yeah, how are the mood swings in Mabel on Twitter? I'm like, don't get me twisted. Like, that medicine is straight from hell. Generally speaking, I only used it for a month, but the chaos I went through with it, Mungu's idea. Like, it reached a point where I was getting so much, like, the headaches were getting intense, the mood swings were really bad, the nausea, and then the fact that now it triggered my blood pressure kind of got me concerned. And she talked me through. She was like, okay, when did you get your diagnosis? I told her in November. She was like, so it's still kind of fresh. I'm like, yeah. She was polite, she was kind enough, and yeah, like, those are the nurses that we actually need. So eventually I got the doctor. We discussed. He's like, what's up with the pressure? I'm like, yeah, it's that medication. Though he had already informed me to, to stop the medication altogether. That's around December. But I came to, read online that it takes up to 3 months for the medication to clear your system. So you just generally have to, it has to wear off. So I know it's going to be a while, but I had no other option. So, currently I'm now on the non-hormonal treatment of PCOS. Let me put it out there, PCOS has no cure. You just have to manage the condition. So I was written for 3 medications, starting with this one. This is actually a supplement called Overcare Fort. It has the major what is it called, supplements that PCOS patients take, but now it's combined into 2 pills. So it has where is it? So here it is. It says take A and B together, and let me show you guys how the medication is. So this is just one of the strips. So you have to take morning and evening. So you take pill A and B together after meals. This morning, this evening. So this already has an acetyl, L-cysteine, inositol, L-arginine, magnesium, zinc, iron, selenium, copper, chromium. Now that's pill A. Pill B has the inositol. It has vitamin C. It has nicotinamide. It has most of the vitamin, as I said, some of the vitamin B, compounds in that medication, so you have to take it together. You can't take it all at one, like moja, or like you just take pill A only. No, you have to take both of them together. So I wish somebody told me that supplements were not cheap, because a combined dose for 1 month, because this, like, if you're to buy like the 3 boxes, like this is now for 15 days because they contain 5 strips of the medication. So if I was to have like for 1 month, I would have eventually had 6 boxes. So the pharmacy advised me, since you know, you don't know how people's, you know, bodies are going to react to a supplement or you know, medication, they advised me to take for 15 days fast, so that I can actually see if I'll be okay with it, or if I react to or have like certain effects to it, I can call the doctor and stop immediately, instead of having like bulky sized medications and I don't finish it, rather than, you know, at least tuena kidogo unaweza maliza, and you know, more or less to maintain the amount of medication plus also the cost factor, because this for half a month, which is 15 days, this is already 2,800 if you're paying by card. If you're paying by cash, obviously itakuwa 2,650 or 2,700. So these 3, generally speaking, I'm not happy with this. I'll be pretending if I say that, oh, you know, I took the diagnosis positively. No. Was I angry about it? Yes. But was I kind of glad that I already have my answers? Most definitely. So, another medication that now this is what triggered everything altogether. This is, I don't know if you guys can see, this is Glucophage 500. So this medication is usually used by type 2 diabetes patients. There are very many like medications for type 2 diabetes patients. There's Galvasmet, which has vildagliptin and metformin. There's Galvas that has only metformin. There's now this Glucophage, and now it depends on the milligrams that you're taking. So the reason why, let me put it out there, the reason why I ended up being prescribed this is because the main like symptom with PCOS, or the major symptom rather, is insulin resistance. So they want to, how do you say, in the doctor's words, let me put him in quotes, he said, we want to prevent the sugars from getting to the pre-diabetic state, then diabetes state. Because obviously we want to suppress or more or less control the insulin activity in your body. So this is obviously for 1 month. When I had that, do you know what got into my mind? Am I diabetic? Like, seriously. And then the fact that I was already foreseeing the matriarch just on my neck about it and everything. And I was like, Doc, are you being serious about this? Because if you guys don't know, if you get prescribed type 2 diabetes medication, ukianza, you cannot stop. So that was like one of my major concerns. So I had to break it to you, I did not start that medication after the fear and the apprehension that got to the better part of me. I did not take it. I've decided to stick with the supplements. And, you know, the fact that at least I'm now able to track my sugar, because there is a blood glucose monitor in the household, more or less it's always like on the normal range. So my concern was that, why should I take it yet my blood glucose is in the normal range? Because with the blood glucose, there are various types of tests to determine if you're in the normal, pre-diabetic state or diabetic state. So like for instance, the first test that I did, I talked about in the previous vlog, was HbA1c. So HbA1c is usually the what's it called? The glycated or something of the sort hemoglobin. So it's usually a test to see the behavior of glucose in your hemoglobin for 3 months. So mine came back normal as around 5, was it 5.4? Yes. So that was normal. And obviously there's fasting sugar. So for fasting sugars, you have to eat like 8 hours prior to your test, and you have to have like a very light meal, because if you eat heavily, it tends to affect and gives like inaccurate and irregular, like, how do you say, results. So you tend to eat less. If it's like carbs, unapunguza kidogo and everything, so that at least by the time the test been done, we can have everything like in like an 100% accuracy. Then there's another one as well, random. Yes, random, as the word suggests, it's random. So usually, like most of the times, people tend to be more like random 2 hours after you've eaten or something. They also have like ranges, because they'll ask you what time have you eaten, what did you eat. So like with random, that detects, you know, that with those parameters, it usually shows if someone actually is pre-diabetic, diabetic, was in the normal range. So for my case, as I've stated, I did the HbA1c, which came back normal, but it was just over more or less concern of why I was getting prescribed glucophage 500. But yeah, that will now, you know, leave me to have a conversation with the doc sometime next week. Whew, that's a mouthful, to be honest. And I came to realize this whole condition affecting like you know, the hormonal imbalance, the reproductive system, like it's just a lot to comprehend, because you can sometimes, you can, as I said, you can be in denial, but utafanyaje? So far, as I said, my doctor is one of the most coolest doctors I've ever had. Like, I don't need to sugarcoat. I don't need to hide. If I have questions, I ask. He answers like politely. He doesn't like enforce you to like do this or anything. Like, he's coming from a place where, you know, from the medical standpoint, and also from a human standpoint, because if he was not a good person, like angenyambe endelea na Marvelon. But the fact that he even noticed alongside with the nurse that my blood pressure got triggered because of this medication, he suggested that I should be out of like hormonal treatment, so I should use the non-hormonal plan, so that we can see, you know, what works, you know, best for me. That aside, someone called me for a link up, and I can't wait, to be honest, because this person has, like, we've been workmates. Eventually everyone went their separate ways, but she's one of the coolest people that I worked alongside with. That's Purity. I'm meeting up with her tomorrow. She called and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna answer, I'm coming through, and we have a good time, we catch up, because I understand, you know, with Instagram and social media, be like, I know those type of workmates who can be quite salty and nasty, but there are people who, you know, they're cordial. It doesn't mean that you're friends, but you're cordial, and like you have like that mutual respect in the office, but outside you guys can be fun and have no like drama or anything. That was Purity, to be honest, and I genuinely like enjoyed, you know, working alongside her. She's cool people, and she's very smart, by the way. So hopefully I'll take you guys along. Other than that, nothing much has happened. It's been quite slow. I know I've been MIA, but pardon for that. You know, those one of these days where you just like feel as if everything is just stagnant. You feel as if you're not moving, like you can't do anything. Even if you do, it's like taking one step forward and 10 steps back. So trying to figure out things is not easy. Sometimes your thoughts can consume you and you feel overwhelmed and out of place. And that's where I was at. I'm not gonna pretend. But yeah, at least now I'm back. Feel a little bit better. And yeah, it's great. Also, the weather right now is super hot. Like, it's, you just leave the house, like the sun is just over your head. Like, it's super hot. It's humid. Like, you just run an errand, you come back, your clothes are drenched because of sweat. Like, it's not even funny. Naskia, this is even nothing. Like, it gets too much. It's just pure chaos. But hopefully by that time the weather will be a little bit cool because of Ramadan. And yeah, also when you're Lipa Deni, kindly pay them, because you have like, I think, less than a month to Ramadan. So make sure you're finished with your days. And for me personally, I don't want to like get to that point of like 2 to 3 months karibu Ramadan, and then I'm struggling to pay my, you know, my days off. I'd rather watu wakianza kufunga sita after Eid, God willing, I'd rather just start nimalizane, and that's just about it, because also anything can happen. So yeah, other than that, it's a slow Friday. Nothing else is happening. We actually have no electricity, so my phone is also about to go off, so let me try salvage the little like battery life that I have, and then I'll catch up with you guys sometime later.
One eternity later.
These are actually hoops that I got from Woolworths some time back, and they surprisingly haven't tarnished. So yeah, thumbs up for that. So let me just wear them, because I'm just getting tired of my own like studs and everything. So I wanted something for a change. Sometimes it's a struggle trying to put these in, but yeah, surprisingly, there they go. Then I put this one on the other side. It's always a slight struggle, but yeah, that's it. And then obviously I'm going to apply this lip balm, which is Sebamed with SPF 30. This is how it looks like, obviously clear. And yeah, that's it. Obviously, as you can see, I've gone on a bare face because nimechoka for real, and the weather is not too conducive, and the fact that I'm getting like a weird rough patch on my forehead, I just don't want to make things more complicated per se. So going bareface won't hurt anybody, and generally speaking, will I die if I don't wear makeup? So that's just about it. Let me show you guys my bag. This bag was also a gift from the matriarch. It was from Woolworths, and yeah, it has another handle, a longer one, but I rather prefer this one because it's more, compact and small and just the right size for me to carry wherever I'm headed to. So let me finish up, and I'll take you guys along. To be honest, because it's not even like, how do you say, in short, tulichezwa.
Several days later.
So by the time this video goes up, most likely I might have done my interview, and I bet you're asking, which interview is this chick talking about? It's the Kenya Port Authority internship written interview that's being held at Wild Waters from the 12th to the 16th of February rather, and 10,000 applicants who were shortlisted are going to do that written interview. I know just any written interview, depending per your department, you're going to be asked questions about your department. No, it's a full-blown aptitude test. And for those who've done aptitude tests, the struggle is real. Critical thinking, analysis, like there's so much to be done. And from what the one guys have discussed, it's more or less an hour and you have 40 questions. Mungu's idea. Am I scared? No. Am I anxious? Most definitely. And also, I'd actually applied for it and forgot about it because it was during November that they had announced that the slots were opened. I applied, nikasahau. Today is when I got a notification from Google that the shortlisted list is out. So, watakuwa nafanya interview. I saw my name there. And I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm just kind of like, let's cross the bridge when you reach there, that type of thing. But I shall talk on a separate video about my whole experience with job applications, like in the public sector. Just to slightly touch on one of the experiences, I had applied for the Public Service Commission PSIP, which is the Public Service Internship Program, cohort 6, which was last year, that has now officially begun this year. I got shortlisted. I won't lie, I was over the moon because that was actually the first interview that nimeenda in the whole of last year. Nikaenda, at least I sort of had like some normal expectations, but hey, kiliniramba. I didn't get appointed. I got so heartbroken. Like the fact that nilinyesha, I went out of my way to get my things together and everything. Like it really, really hurt me. So eventually I just let it slide. I then applied for, what is it called? I applied for the KP internship program, and I was like, kawaida, these things sometimes, it's just due to audit purposes. They'll just apply, maybe izo slots tayari zishapeanwa. I applied and forgot about it. Only to get a notification from Google today through the Opportunities for Young Kenyans website that the shortlisted participants have been, selected, and the publication has already been made. And surprise, surprise, my name was there. So my interview is on Wednesday, 2 p.m. From the day one, guys, wametaja that the exam is for 1 hour, and it's 40 questions, and it's an aptitude test. And aptitude tests, if you've ever done them, they are not for the faint-hearted, for sure. So, am I scared? No. Am I very anxious? Most definitely. But whatever the outcome, at least I've tried. It's better than, nothing, to be honest. Though sometimes it can really hurt you, that the fact that, you've gone out of your way to do all this, and especially for guys who are living outside Mombasa County, guys traveling far and wide from Western, from Nyanza, from Northeastern, just to come and do this interview, and you don't know if it's guaranteed. And the ratio is 150 interns to the 10,000 applicants in that who have been shortlisted. It's quite scary and heartbreaking. And the fact that even masters guys are applying for an internship program shows, where we are as a country, like the employment rate. It's quite saddening, but I just hope and pray that one way or another mambo yatafunguka. So anyway, to other things, I am actually volunteering currently at Kenya Society for the Protection and Care of Animals at the Mombasa shelter. It's a very different perspective from KRCS, generally speaking. For KSPCA, it kind of showed me rather on how to be, caring to animals in a certain level, especially for injured animals, disabled animals, special, animals with a blindness, or someone is physically handicapped or something, or an animal. So, the dietary, needs, the medication, the spay and neutering, the TNRs, there's so much you learn about taking care of these people, because obviously people just get these animals, and baadaye wanakuja ku realize kumbe kuna responsibility na kuangalia hawa wanyama. So working along those people, it's a different change, but I am really loving it so far. And if you've known me, I used to be fearful of dogs, but right now you put me aside Daddy-O, or there's a dog called Tuk Tuk who eventually has one leg at the front and two at the back, so that's hence the name Tuk Tuk. If you were to put me most of the dogs around me, I'm not Siogopi, and they're very friendly. They're so Foxy and the rest, they're very pleasant dogs to be with. So the cats are just loving and so furry and so adorable, and they're very friendly. So if you're able to adopt an animal, kindly come to the shelter. For cats, it's 1,500. That is to cater for the vaccinations and the spay and neuter. For the dogs, it's 5,000. And if you want to get a GSD or a Boerboels, I think I'll put the right spelling in the description below. That's 9,000. So the 9,000 is usually, as I said, is for vaccinations, the spay and neutering, and the overall, adoption fee of those animals. So I will leave their Instagram page and their Google Maps direction towards their shelter. And also, if you're interested in becoming a volunteer here in Mombasa, I will leave details on screen, so you can pause and read it when you're on your free time. And kindly come and help. It's obviously for a good cause. So anyway, let me just get to quote unquote preparing for that interview, because where ile baridi nimeingia nayo, it's not even funny. So I'll catch up with you guys later.